Alright, so in this one, I want to go over the top 5 worst units that have come out since Anniversary, and I think this list will be very straightforward. Honestly, it's kind of, there's kind of contenders for the worst and the, other worst units. There's a lot of bad units that have come out recently, and look, I'm not going to rate the free-to-plays, so we won't rate Code Vegeta, we won't rate Buuhan, just because free-to-play is not on par. But we will rate the summonable units that have come out post Vegeta Blue, so everyone post Vegeta Blue here is subject to this. Now, only summonable units that are Sparkings, 1% rate, non-LFs, so we won't talk about you, or you, or you, even though you're amazing, or you, or Broly and UI. So, to go through it, you guys can pause the video, let me know who you guys think are the top 5 worst units that have come out since Anniversary. Now, 5, 4, and 3, I would say 5 and 4, right? They're kind of tied. You could, I'd say replace them, but, yeah, just let me know what you guys think it is, and let's get into it. So at number 5, Purple Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now, this guy is pretty mediocre, and I am looking at the unit itself and the teams it can be run on and viable and usable in circumstances. So, this guy, mediocre as fuck stats at 13 stars, decent, good Z ability, honestly. Double defenses and then strike attack for Saga from the movie Saiyans. Unique ability, the following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 50% strike damage inflicted, cannot be stacked, randomly destroys one enemy card, applies flying effect itself when there are 2 or fewer battle members, plus 40% damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 15%, and then ultimate damage up by 30% if Goku is a battle member. Your fight was with me now, applies flying effect itself when cover changing, reduced damage received by 45% until combo ends, nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 10 timer counts, activates once, and then applies flying effect itself when activated, restores health by 10% and ki by 30, plus 40% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, and reduced damage received by 20% for 20 timer counts, and then he cancels attribute downgrades, activates twice. Then his main ability, you'll spill no Saiyan blood today, draw the ultimate arts card death-defying combination next, restores own ki by 60, plus 30% to strike damage inflicted by allies or your buddy for 30 timer counts, changes own blast arts cards to strike arts cards. So, this Vegeta has been replaced over and over and over and over and over. His main team would be Movies, and well, Movies isn't really a team. We're looking here. What movie character has come out that's purple recently? No one. Let's look at it on Super Saiyans. Well, there is a lot of... You don't even have to run a purple Super Saiyan on Super Saiyans. You run this guy as your purple for Super Saiyan team just because he's so crazy. Then you look at Saiyans, this guy he's not even in the same league as all the units you'd run on a Saiyan team. Very mediocre, very ass. Wasn't good on release. He was only good because he filled the slot of a purple unit for Super Saiyans to get the full Super Saiyan buffs with Red Gogeta, Blue Bardock, and then obviously himself. It would be color countering everything, but just not good enough. He goes neutral once, he gets like 40% damage. Woohoo, woe is me, that's great. That's all he does. He does nothing beneficial to anyone. He's very ass on release, ass now, terribly aged, one of the worst units that have come out this year by far. Now, we could say he's number 6, then this other guy's number 5, but we'll kind of see how it goes. This is subject to change while I go on, but number 4 for now is Broly. He is honestly in the same situation as Vegeta. Not the main yellow you're going to use for Super Saiyans. The only team he would be good on is Super Saiyans. Saiyans, he's definitely not your main unit. And then Movies, you have Gogeta Blue, got Vegeta, ton of other options. And, well, Movies is a dead tag anyways, so not really useful. And then Powerful Opponent, forgot he's even on that. He wouldn't even be used because you got DKP and whatever else there is. Just main option, I would say DKP, Zenkai 7. Decent Z ability, Powerful Opponent, max base health. Main ability, Waken Menace, which ultimate art card Gigantic Explosion next, restores own key by 50, plus 20% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. 20%, amazing, amazing. Tyrannical Power, plus 30% damage inflicted against tag Sun family, cannot be cancelled. Applies full effect self when this character enters the battlefield, plus 60% damage inflicted, cannot be stacked, reduce damage received by 20% for 15 timer counts, gradually restores health each timer count for 60 timer counts, and -5 to strike and blast arts cost for 10 timer counts. Plus 20% to ultimate damage inflicted every time this character uses a strike card up to 80%. Flow of Power, gain attribute upgrade -30% to enemy sustained damage cut, effects when this battle starts, cannot be cancelled, reduce damage received by 30% until combo ends when changing cover, knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike guard's attack. So same thing as the new Tournament of Power 17. He cover changes on strike, can't chain into anything, but wait, I think the 17, I'm not sure if 17 chains into a blue, but this guy does not chain into anything. Then his stats really, really bad. Even having him 7 stars is like a blessing because he's only been on 1 banner, and that banner was not really the best because DKP was not needed for regen or any team he's on, and then this Broly was ass anyways. So, not the best stats. Impressed to even have these stars, honestly, on him. Then his ultimate deals massive explode damage, plus 30% ultimate damage inflicted, 3 timer counts upon activation, and it does an AoE, and it has blast armor. So, that's alright, but you have to do so much to get his ultimate damage built up, plus he's not getting a lot of damage inflicted. That is uncancelable, so it's like, you're really not playing with much here. You're just kind of hoping to get his strike guards off, and there's a lot of strong reds that exist, and this guy just ain't it. Even with Bardock buffs, just can't do it. He can't hack it. So that's number 5, number 4. Then number 3, I've been dabbling with number 3 because I know number 2 and number 1 off the bat, off the rip, no problem. But number 3, I'm dabbling between Turles, and the only reason I'm not saying Turles 100%, and did not mean to click, not you, you're good. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. The only reason I'm dabbling between them is because Turles has age. On powerful opponents specifically, he is your only support unit for that team that's going to flow decent. He's your only support unit for movies that's going to support decent and flow decent. He's the only support unit that exists on those teams, really, the true support. So it's like, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, Hybrids doesn't need it, movies, they don't really support as well as Turles, just with the, I believe, card he draws when the enemy switches, then he gives some key to your allies. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 just don't flow well, and Turles can actually end up doing more damage than Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 easily. So I would say, because the one that doesn't make this list isn't on the list at all, because I think it makes sense. Yeah, okay, I figured it out. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 are number 3. Turles ain't on this list. Turles just has withstood the test of time for the last almost a year, just because there's no other support unit in the game. He can't be replaced on supporting. This guy, yeah, Hybrid Saiyans, LF Gohan, Sun Family, LF Gohan, Transforming Warrior, not a real tag, girls, launch. Like, doesn't really matter. And then movies, DBS Frieza. There you go. So this guy, Bonds of Justice, well, guy and girl. Bonds of Justice, actually, let's look at their stats. Again, very low, comparable to Broly, and this guy is 9 stars, so he has that big increase from the stat buff. Very low stats, very disappointing. Bonds of Justice, draw the ultimate arts card Justice Tempest next, restores own key by 40, plus 30% damage inflicted, 15 timer counts, plus 30% ultimate damage inflicted, 15 timer counts, and then the ability is double defense for movies and hybrids. That's honestly not bad, but hybrids doesn't need defense, they just want to kill. Unique ability, Peace-Loving Spirit, plus 40% damage inflicted, 15 timer counts when this character enters the battlefield, applies the following effects to allies when this character switches standby, restores health by 10%, activates 3 times, restores ki by 30, and 20% to damage inflicted 20 timer counts. The thing I'm talking about is they're limited. The health restore is only 10%, like, doesn't, my equipment could do that. I don't need a unit to do that for me. And just their damage is way too low compared to Turles, who can actually get real damage and get card draw speed and has a short blue card animation, not a fucking dash forward. I don't even think they have blast armor on their blue card. Yeah, they don't. They have blast armor only on ultimate. They really fucked themselves. Applies flying effect self once battle starts. Reduce damage received by 50% for 30 timer counts. Plus 50% key recovery cannot be cancelled. Applies buff effect nullify attribute downgrades up to 6 times. Applies buff effect nullify abnormal conditions up to 3 times. Who the fuck is going to debuff you up to 6 times? And plus, they're limited. Again, their damage reduction limited. Why even run them if they're so limited? It's like a worse off Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Purple one. So yeah, that's why they're on the list. Now, I'm going to tell you guys the last two, and you guys can decipher from there, right? And I decided, yeah, we will only have these 5, not number 6. There could have been a number 6 option, but eh. It is between Buutenks, and it is between Pikkon. I want you guys to decide who you think is the worst of the two. The worst one. Pause video, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, so unpause it. You're here now. Hello, what's up? The worst of the two is Pikkon. Pikkon, yeah, Pikkon. Let's go over Buutenks though. Let's review Buutenks. So, stats, honestly, blast damage, not bad. Defense is not awful. Not the worst in the game. Unfortunate. Blue card, dash forward. It is what it is. He cancels enemy attribute upgrades, which is very good, but, you know, nothing to write home about. Then his green card applies a flying effect self according to the number of timer counts that you elapse when battle start. Less than 25 timer counts, defers key by 50 and 30% damage inflicted. Between 25 and 75 timer counts, defers key by 30, plus 30% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. And 75 counts elapsed, plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. As you can see, he wants the fight to end quickly just from looking at his green card. Main ability, still wanting to fight, take your best shot. Plus 50% damage inflicted for 40 timer counts. Reduce damage received by 20% for 40 timer counts. Nullifies own attribute downgrades and normal conditions for 25 timer counts. Only takes 5 counts to activate. Good Z ability, regen, blast tech, and powerful opponent, blast defense. So, you know, all of regen is powerful opponent. So, they're getting double buffed. Unique ability, I'm ready to drive the nails into your coffin. Applies a flying effect self from battle start for 75 timer counts. Plus 50% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Minus 5 to strike arts cost, cannot be cancelled. Minus 10 to blast arts cost, cannot be cancelled. Gradually restores health each timer count, cannot be cancelled. Hurry and drain your tears so we can fight. Plus 40% damage inflicted when this character enters the battlefield. This effect is cancelled when enemy lands an attack. Yes, tap attacks and tap blast count. Restores 20% damage received after enemy attack is over, up to 20% bone health. Now, the reason he is better than Pikkon, because I understand the argument for Pikkon, truly I do, to not be the worst, is his blue card and his green card. And if you are good at the game, honestly, even half decent, you can have him do very good damage before you even get tap attack. It's just catching your opponent in that first combo. This guy can actually do really good damage. I know you wouldn't think that, but he has a lot of damage buffs there. All cancelable, but he's meant early game or nothing. He at least has like an all-in, all-out situation. This guy has no situation. Firstly, terrible tags, powerful opponent, great, good for you. No, I have better options. Obviously for Buutenks, I have better options as well. Post-transformation, blast tech, decent. Stats, alright actually, all the stats are actually decent. Then let's go into his arts. Flawless Stance, draw a special move arts card next, activates once. Plus 20% to blast damage inflicted, 20 timer counts. Reduce enemy key by 30. Reduce enemy vanish engage to 0%, activates once. Enhances the next special move arts used, cannot be stacked, activates twice. Plus 30% to special move damage inflicted. Minus 20 to special move arts cost. Blue card is a short animation, deals major impact damage. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 50 timer counts upon activation. Honestly, if this did massive, he would be above Buutenks, but no. Main ability. Oh, also, if you're wondering why I'm only going over like the blue and green cards of certain units, it's that Great Saiyaman 1 to 2, it's just like key or something. It's some generic shit. Broly's, it's just like some generic shit. He gets card draw. And then, who's the last? The last one, Vegeta, he just gets ki and changes strike to blast, or blast to strike or something. So it's not like, you know, their green cards aren't like defining like these two are to their actual kit. His main ability, post-transformation, I'm ending this fight now. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 30% damage received. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 10 to special arts cost. Cancels enemy attribute upgrades. Very good main ability, but doesn't really matter in the grand scheme because they swap out. They can get them back if they swap back in. And yes, Buutenks has the same thing, but he can do it twice. That requires 2 swap outs to get that unit, or you could just do it on one and then do it on another. Even if it's doing no damage, you're still canceling their buffs. The ability is red or green, blast attack and defense. Honestly, not terrible. Unique ability, unreadable movements, applies flying effect self when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step, restores ki by 40, plus 50% to 50% to vanish gauge recovery for 5 timer counts, applies flying effects. Oh, the following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield or transforms. True power, draw special arts card next, activates twice, plus 40% to blast damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, inflicts enemy to attribute downgrade, plus 10 to strike arts cost for 10 timer counts. Also, gradually restores health. Allied tag Otherworld Warrior. Each timer count for 20 timer counts. If Otherworld Warrior, other than this character, is a battle member. Yeah, I'm gonna run a lot of Otherworld Warriors with this guy. Yes, sir. Red Gogeta, let's go. Yeah, no. That's the problem. You can see here he has essentially no damage buffs. He has 40%. That's what he gets, 40%. And then he's increasing damage received. And if, let's say, you're like Beerus, you're immune. He just isn't good. His green card gimmick, like EX Super Vegeta and some other units that, I think this new EX Baby has like a opposite gimmick where he like gains Vanish back on his blue card. This guy's green card, EX Vegeta's main ability, they lose Vanish. Oh no. I can still swap in time if I know what they're doing, because you're not going to pop this mid-combo. You're going to pop it to try to catch them. But if they're doing like a blast arts, then you pop this. Then you just wasted it because you already had the blue card and you already caught them. So you're wasting it. You want to catch them while they're just chilling out. But then if I know you have that whole opportunity goes out the window. This is kind of like, oh, if they forget, this will do well. But if people don't forget what Pikkon does, and he was so memed and so laughable on release, you know what he's going to do. He's going to pop the green card, then a blue card. You can swap out and then sidestep. Whatever. Then you could swap to who else if they try to rush you. Post that, and then dodge that. You'll have no swaps, but then you'll dodge everything. Then they'll be like, oh shit, I have Pikkon out. He can't take a hit. I'm dead. But yeah, that's my top 5 worst units that have come out this year. That have come out since last anniversary. Again, I do not suspect we will get more units that are new. If we do, this list could update. I highly doubt this list will update because, well, the recent units just can't be worse than them. Their age is why they're old. It's just, you know, those stuff were maybe really good when they came out. I mean, it wasn't amazing when they came out, but it was probably better than what it seems like it is now. Pikkon probably was a little better than he seemed like he was now, or is now. Same with the Vegeta, same with the other units. And if you're wondering who I had an idea to put on this list, I want you guys to take a guess. It's not him. It's not him, so don't, harass me over it. Non-LF, 1% banner rate units. Honestly, I was gonna put you, just because it's just a worse version of this guy, and that's somebody you should already own. I could go into more detail, but it's not really worth it because they're not on the list. But just so you know, I was gonna put them on the list. And no, I don't think any of the anniversary units deserve to be on the list. One, because it's supposed to be post-anniversary banners, which, yes, these two are post-anniversary. They are. Technically, they're part of Celebration, but not part of the banner. And two, none of these units really fit the criteria for it. I would say maybe Rage Trunks, but that's like iffy. I don't even think Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku would fit the criteria of bottom 5 in this last full year between anniversaries. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list, and I'll see you guys in the next one.